everybody, welcome to Wild Boy Movies, the place to talk movies, and today we're going to be reviewing The Monkey, a Stephen King adaptation from the director of Longlegs, Osgood Perkins. Right now I'm going to have some information up on screen for you to read, like director, runtime, and PAA rating. All of that will be up on screen for you to read right now. By the way, this popcorn bucket is pretty cool, by the way. It might just be the best popcorn bucket of the year. But be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below your thoughts on The Monkey. But without further ado, let's get right into the pros. Alright, starting off, I gotta say that Osgood Perkins, the director of this movie, who yes, also made last year's Longlegs, did a pretty good job here with this movie. I thought he did a great job with directing in terms of Longlegs, and that same thing can be applied here with The Monkey. I like the direction that this director went ahead and took with the Stephen King story and adapting it into a film and making it his own. And I liked the direction that Osgood Perkins did with this movie, and it has me more excited for his next movie, which is coming out this November, Keeper, and this might just end up being Osgood Perkins' best movie that he has made as of right now. I also think the cast in here also does a pretty good job in here. You've got Theo James, who plays two characters in this movie, twin brothers, who encountered this toy monkey. I thought Theo James played both characters pretty well. You also got Roland Campbell, which horror fans might remember him from 2022's Halloween Ends as Corey Cunningham. I didn't even know that he was in this movie, and I didn't even recognize him when he appeared on screen, and I thought it was crazy because I did not see him at all, but I thought he played his character pretty good. You got Tatiana Maslany, who you might remember as She-Hulk in the MCU. She also does a pretty good job here. And the kid actor, which I don't remember the name of from the top of my head, but he plays one of the twin brothers' sons in the movie, and I thought he played that role pretty good. I also do like the cinematography of this movie. I do think that this movie is shot well, especially with the scenes when the monkey is just hitting his drum. I think those scenes look pretty good with the dark background and the monkey just banging his drums up and down. Those scenes look pretty good in the movie. And yeah, this is probably the best looking horror movie in terms of the cinematography for the year 2025, though I haven't seen that many of the 2025 horror movies that we've gotten from January 2025 to now, August 2025. I'm also gonna go ahead and say, I do really like the monkey in this movie. I think that thing just is probably the best character of the movie. Now, I'm using character in quotation marks because this monkey really is not a living, breathing thing and doing things. It's just a toy. But I still really liked how they used the monkey in this movie. And I even liked the design they chose. I know there was interviews saying that the Studio Neon and Osgood Perkins had to go with the drums because Disney had copyrighted the Symbols monkey whenever they made Toy Story 3. And I think the drums really worked because I liked this design of the monkey and things that this thing ended up doing whenever it was going around killing people. And speaking of which, the best part of the movie has to be the bloody, gory kills in here, because this might just end up being the most gruesome movie that I've seen of the year 2025. I like how they were creative with the kills in here, how inventive they were. We have one at the beginning of the movie where you think it's just a simple kill, but it's actually pretty crazy. You get some more and more gruesome kills as the movie goes ahead and continues on. I was not expecting that pool kill. When I saw the trailers, I was just thinking it would be some electrocution with some blood spraying, but what we ended up getting was something I didn't even expect. And that's just the great thing about this movie, is that they lean in to the hard R nature of the monkey and just made it all bloody and gory. And as a horror fan, I quite enjoyed that aspect of the movie. But this was just a enjoyable horror movie to watch. I found it quite good, and to me, this made Oscar Perkins another good horror director to watch. And if Keeper is just as good as this movie and his previous film, I think he's a director that I'm gonna keep my eye out on for any future movies that he ends up making. But there were still some things holding it back from being a great horror movie, so let's get into the cons. Starting off, I found the father and son relationship in this movie to be the least interesting part of the movie. Now, I do like some of the explanation that they do in here on why this father-son relationship is kind of rocky and it's about to end, but to me, it was just the least interesting part of the movie. I was just more interested in the monkey and all of its brutal killing that it would do, and that family aspect was kind of just taking it back a little bit for me, but it's still good enough in the movie. It was just my least interesting part that I found in this horror movie. I was also hoping that we would get more in terms of where this monkey comes from and how it's able to kill people. I was hoping that we would get some sort of explanation on this monkey demon toy, but we don't really get that in this movie. It's just focused on the monkey doing bloody and gory kills, and that was kind of just an air part for me, because I know that they're probably not gonna go ahead and sequelize this thing and make the monkey into a whole franchise. But I was wanting some answers on where this monkey came from and why it has this power to choose whoever it wants to kill. That's probably something that might have been explained in the short story that this movie is based off of, but I haven't read that short story, so I don't know if that is, or there is, an explanation for why the monkey does what it does. There were also some times when this movie was dragging on just a little bit, but that's just a little nitpick with the movie. And other than that, those are really just my cons for The Monkey. It's just a good and enjoyable movie, and I find this movie as good as Longlegs, Oscar Perkins' previous movie, but I don't know if The Monkey is better than Longlegs. But I am excited to see what Oscar Perkins does next in his movies, from Keeper and what else he has being in store for the future of Oscar Perkins' Hollywood career. So for my scorecard, I'm gonna give The Monkey 3.5 stars, with the score out of 10 being 7.4 out of 10, with the percentage being 74%, with a grade of C, with my final verdict being another good Oz Perkins film. But that was my review of The Monkey. I want to hear from you guys. What are you guys' thoughts on this movie? Go ahead and leave your thoughts down in the comment section, and while you're at it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video, and have a great day.